What's that, Alphas? It's your boy Zell May, and I'm here with.
Classic Rubio. What's up? What's good? What's happening? It's lovely Friday evening. Yeah, I know. It's a Friday again. I know. Last week I just said we're not switching the day to Fridays, okay? Next week we'll be here on Thursday. I said it. I know. It's also my fault we didn't do it. Can't even blame Zal. 100%. He was ready to go. Right? Imagine the kept woman being too busy to show up on a Thursday. I don't know. But you know what? Listen, I'm doing the best I can. Okay. We wanted y'all, I'm lying here, but we wanted y'all to enjoy your holiday and not feel compelled to go. Holiday. Hopefully you guys did have a good holiday. Did you have a good holiday, Zell?
I did. Had a wonderful holiday. Spent way too much money on Black Friday.
Way too much money on things he already owns. I'm not even lying. But okay, that's cool. See, this is the thing. I asked if he had a good Thanksgiving, and he told me about Black Friday.
Listen, hey,
what is wrong with y'all in America?
Capitalism, baby.
I have absolutely seen that. You know what? Listen, we got some Thanksgiving miracles in the chat. Okay, we do. We have a Thanksgiving miracle or two in the chat. Well, first we got to shout out to our day ones, our regulars, right? So shout out to Just Jay. I see her in the chat. She got first privileges today. Okay. Shout out to Don Tees. You know, he's always here holding us down. Shout out to Miss Char Willie, who's always got our backs. Shout out to Mama Rubes, who shockingly slid in here before he even started the story. That almost never happened. Like almost never. Like I'm so proud right now. Like whose mama are you? But the holiday miracle today is Azula Beluga. Girl, if we had a soundboard, it would be going wild for you right now. Girl, I've been looking for you everywhere, on caves, in Mars, under rocks, in the ocean. Okay, for real, I like messaged her in Discord a couple times. She didn't answer me. But still, the point is, where have you been, girl? I missed you. I hope all is well with you. It is a Thanksgiving miracle to see you today. I'm sorry that we don't have happier stories for you. Well, I don't at least. But we're definitely ending off with a banger, at least. It's going to be funny. So I think it's going to be a good day overall. What are you thinking?
I think it's gonna be an amazing day, amazing content. We got Hey Dummy mixed with a Florida. Listen, so, like they mixed together this time, so I don't know what's going on. It's gonna be a good show.
It definitely is. While we're playing the first episode, maybe I will look for that Moby Dick sound bite. I don't even know what is a Moby Dick soundbite. I don't even know what that would sound like. I'm not even lying. Like I'll look for it though.
Is it does a whale just go off and just start like howling?
I don't know. Like, but why would that specifically be Moby Dick? I don't know. Maybe I should have read Moby Dick. Literally ever. It might have been helpful. You know what? Listen, I'll read a little bit of Moby Dick and try to find the soundbite during our very first episode story. I don't even listen. Okay, all that American Thanksgiving's got me all turned around. Okay, no, for real though, I think that our very first story, y'all, listen, it's sobering. It's kind of like it's like a Thanksgiving miracle kind of story, but it's also a really upsetting story. So sorry about it, but it's important. Gotta cover it. Let's take a look.
In 4 years, you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks? You wanna clap them cheeks?
All right, y'all. So for real, this story is both a miracle and also tragic. Now I say that why? Because most people who are abducted, let's be real, whenever we hear it on the news, what we're not hearing is a happy ending. We're not hearing they were found and brought home safely, that the person who abducted them was brought to justice. But in this case, not only did they find this poor young woman, she's 23 years old, and rescue her, But now she's got, I'm going to say, a very valuable message that she really wants to get out there to young women. And you know what? I feel like here at I'll Be That News, we need to help be that voice. So let's do it. All right, so let's take a look at this discovery in a shed. In a shed, y'all.
Police surround a shed with guns drawn. They take into custody a scary-looking dude with facial tattoos. They take into custody a scary-looking dude with facial tattoos.
This is the loser. We'll talk about him later, but I just don't like that fact that we always bypass these dudes or we give them too much positive attention. Why aren't we looking at him and his shed and all of his creepy, I don't even know what kind of vibe could we say this is? I low-key kind of feel like it might be a little insulty. Listen, I know I'm not trying to say nothing, okay? But that's what he screams to me. Not gonna lie. Let's keep watching.
Tattoos. Then cops enter the shed. They are looking for someone. Is there somebody up there in the loft? It's an unforgettable sight. A ghostly figure slowly makes her way down a ladder. That's not makeup she's wearing. She's got 2 black eyes. Police say 23-year-old Chloe Jones was beaten with a baseball bat and held in the shed for 4 days before she was rescued. Chloe says she wants her face shown as a warning for other women. She says the accused kidnapper, 33-year-old William Muzaq, offered her a ride home in Kenmore, Ohio. She made the mistake of accepting and ended up in the shed where she was beaten. It turns out Chloe Jones wasn't his first kidnapping victim. He was convicted of kidnapping another woman in Ohio in 2017, but was released after serving only 18 months in prison.
Right. So when folks like Ruby talk about the fact that like stalking, kidnapping, that type of harassment, that type of targeting, whatever, it happens to women constantly, like never endingly, right? Most of it doesn't make it to the news. It happens all the time. And the punishments are super low for it, right? Like when I talk about that, I'm not just saying it. This is what I'm gonna say. Buddy already did this. 18 months? 18 months? That means what you get out on, like, after what, 8 for good behavior? 7, 6? Yeah. Well, it sure slowed him down some.
Now that victim, Mackenzie Maston, is speaking out.
And the police were able to come in and swarm him, and he, the whole time during when he was getting in the cop car and everything else, he was screaming that he was going to finish what he started.
When you saw her black eyes, did you have those same black eyes?
Yes, it was one of the most scariest experiences of my life.
Wow.
I just can't believe that law enforcement and the court system is allowing him to keep reoffending.
Right?
Yeah.
And kudos snaps to Mackenzie for being willing to put her face and to put her experience next to Chloe's and say, yeah, no, this happened to me too. And I'm willing to speak out about it also and say, yeah, I had the black eyes also. And also, I thought 18 months was a clown show, total poppy show. So it's the man who did this to her reoffended, and the system should have had him in prison still. So kudos to her. Kudos to Mackenzie for this.
It was petrifying.
This picture represents what Chloe Jones looked like before surviving what she
was.
So now, right, like I said, Chloe, this young woman from the first video, you can see she's starting to heal. She's starting to heal, but she's not fully healed yet, right? We can see that. Now, Chloe has some things, like she said, she wanted her face to be out there. She didn't want to be blurred. She wanted her injuries to be out there. She wanted her face and her story and her experience to be out there to help other young girls. So let's listen. Let us help this young, brave woman get her message out there, right? Let us be that amplifier to her voice.
It was petrifying.
This picture represents what Chloe Jones looked like before surviving what she called 4 days of torture.
You can see my face. It's, I wouldn't wish this on anybody.
Chloe is bruised from head to toe. She's wearing a hood to protect a still healing skull fracture. But this 23-year-old wants everyone to hear her story.
And I want to tell, like, the young girls from, across America, like, it's not safe to get in, cars with people you don't know or meet up with friends through friends.
When Chloe met William Muzaq, she thought he was harmless. When he
William Muzaq. Why do y'all look at face tattoos as harmless? Maybe because I'm still from like an older millennial standpoint, so I was raised under Generation X, because to me, you put face tattoos on, that is literally screaming to me not harmless, right? Not worth the risk, not worth a chance, not worth a shot, not worth trust. Bro, you pull up to me along the side of the road, that is exactly the person I'm going to be pressing my grape alarm and yelling and screaming fire and whatever so people come and help. Do you know what I mean? Like, this dude does not look fine to me. He doesn't look fine to me. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like, it's the, now the younger generations, they all think tattoos are super normal, super fine. Tattoos on your face, it's just self-expression, right? But like me, not me. I'm telling you, this pulls up to me anyway. Yo, listen, I'm averting my eyes. I'm crossing the street. I'm saying, listen, I know I'm judgmental, blah, blah, blah. Call me out. Hell no. Hell no. Let's keep watching.
offered her a ride, she didn't think twice. But police say Muzaq had no intention of taking Chloe home. Instead, he reportedly took her to a shed, locked the door, and held her captive.
It was terrifying, like being in fear for your life, like countless of times I can even count of like how many times he's threatened my life.
For 4 days, Chloe says Muzaq abused her, physically beating her with a baseball bat, mentally taunting her with the idea that she'd never be able to see her 4-year-old child again. What got you through?
My son did. I thought about him every day. I just saw his little face in my head every day.
Last Monday morning, a tip helped Akron police find and rescue Chloe. Muzaq was arrested immediately, charged with kidnapping and other serious charges. Chloe's mom is beyond angry after learning that her daughter's alleged kidnapper has a history of this kind of behavior.
He has been convicted 3 times for the exact same offenses, and he was allowed to...
Whoa! 3 times? So you mean that time with Mackenzie, then, and that was what, 2017, 2018, where he got 18 months? That was the first, that might have been the first time or the second time or the third time. And either way, he's out of prison to reoffend again already? 3 times! 3 times! Let's say the Mackenzie one is the first one. He got 18 months. That means for the subsequent 2, he didn't get much more time than that because he was free in 2023 to do this again. Let's say Mackenzie was the last time he was caught. 18 months is not that much time for your 3rd offense, is it? Of the same thing. And y'all wonder why women say, well, no, I'm sorry, we have to protect ourselves. And yeah, when you give off incel vibes, I want to crawl out of my skin. When you're creepy, when you're weird, when you're like harmless, but then all of a sudden you show a red flag. Oh no, I will block you immediately. This is why women are saying it. This is why, because you know what? Where's the protection from the law? Letting harmful offenders out again and again and again.
To reoffend over and over and over.
This mugshot was taken 5 years ago when Muzaq was caught in Canton for his 3rd kidnapping. Chloe's mom hopes this 4th case ends his ability to walk the streets a free man.
I am angry.
What'd I say?
This is not acceptable.
The damage has already been done, but now Chloe wants justice done to the man who was accused of nearly ending her life.
Of course.
You don't deserve to, get to live life the way normal people should. And I hope that there is something that will come to light for him.
Reporting in Thompson, Brett Hamilton, Fox 8 News.
William Mozingo Jr. allegedly beat 23-year-old Chloe Jones with a baseball bat, doused her in gasoline, and threatened to light her on fire while holding her against her will for 4 days inside a garage in Kenmore, Ohio, the Akron Police Department said, Fox News reported. Now, here's the thing. Remember, the only reason it was only 4 days is because a neighbor saw that he was keeping a girl in the shed and called 911 and reported him. Mozingo, William the Trash Bucket Mozingo, was 33 years old when he was arrested on October 16th. Some of y'all might not understand why I'm saying incel or I'm saying stalking or whatever. Well, let's see. What did William Mozingo Jr. say as he was arrested for Chloe Jones's kidnapping? As officers hauled Mozingo off in handcuffs, the heavily tattooed man could be heard saying, "I love you, Chloe." Obsessed. In the meantime, Chloe Jones was subsequently hospitalized for 3 days with facial fractures, a brain bleed, and a broken arm and fingers. Okay? I mean, it's not, that's how you treat people you love? Weird. Trash bucket Mozingo. Jones, Chloe Jones, she's not just some idiot. She didn't get into a car with a total stranger. I'm sure people are thinking that, right? She thought he was harmless. She didn't judge that just based on the tattoos or whatever. It's because she knew him, right? They were acquaintances, right? And that's why she judged him as harmless. Again, these are the things you hear that people say of the nice guys. And again, of the incels, the ones who give you the creeps after they're done hiding behind their mask of, I'm just your friend. Imagine what a creep show it would be. You were being beaten horrifically, violently. Who knows what other types of abuse she had to deal with. But in between of these violent abusive attacks, he cuddled her. Now, Mozingo is being held at a Summit County Detention Center on a $100,000 bond. Good job. 4 times the charm, right? Unclear if he's retained legal representation to comment on his behalf. Now, Mozingo does have a prior history of kidnapping. We just heard Chloe's mom tell us, right? And we heard Mackenzie tell us also, right? But it's Chloe's mom who told us the 3 prior incidences. Now, he was charged and sentenced to prison on abduction charges in 2011, 2014, and 2019. In the 2019 incident, he kidnapped an ex-girlfriend and later violently attacked her at a property in Canton, Ohio. Mozingo also held a woman at knife point in a Walmart restroom in 2017. And he has past drug convictions. Mozingo was just released from Lorraine Correctional Institution in April, and he was on probation at the time of his recent arrest. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 6 months. Well, I guess probation works. So let's look at the harmless Mozingo, right? So here is his current admission date, October 12, 2022. You have all the information here, so if y'all want to look up his criminal records yourselves, you definitely can do so. If you guys want to, write letters to the judge or something saying, stop letting this dangerous criminal out of prison, please and thank you. The women of the world would feel a little bit safer that way. That would also be fine with me. I don't know. Y'all, I'm blown away. Let me know what y'all think.
In 4 years, you've been hanging in these shooting streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks? You wanna clap them cheeks?
What do you Zell, first of all, I want to know how you voted in the poll, guys. And if you haven't seen the poll yet, there is a poll. Okay, there's still time. Once we're done the discussion, poll ends for this story. So I want to know, what did you vote, Zell? Did you think he's just a psycho, or did you think he's an incel?
I think that guy's a psychopath. That guy is insane. I don't think that man. Reason I don't think he's like one of the type of people, Ruben, to be like, oh, I can't get a woman. He just, I'm just finna take it. So that takes it to like the psycho level. I'm finna just take the woman. I'm like, nah. I'm just saying, like, that's a dangerous person that just said he gonna just take something rather than go into YouTube and complain and spend $100 about how nobody talked to him. Maybe you can lead to that instead of too psycho, but
okay, well, see, now I'm going to explain the reason why. Number one, I will say, to me, he's an incel. Now, incels go wrong all the time. Elliot Rodger is one of many, right? The reason why I would say this guy's an incel is because, number one, he has kidnapped not one, but 4 different women, okay, where he has held them forcibly, beaten them because they don't choose him, beaten them because they don't want to sleep with him, because they don't look at him adoringly and lovingly and whatever, right? But after he beats them badly, and who knows what other kinds of abuse, he then cuddles them for hours to get love and affection. And after he got arrested this last time, he was going, I love you, Chloe. I love you. As he's being this psycho. Yeah, he's psycho. But to me, it's like, dude, this guy doesn't know what real love and affection is. And you know what I mean? Like, he's so desperate for it. And this is his way of getting it, of stealing it, because, online told him that, well, he deserves it, right? That these women owe it to him because he's a man. And so he's just doing what, online told him to. That's what, honestly, now you'd have to have a few screws loose to actually do this, but I don't know, y'all.
Oh, yeah, out here. And I just want to talk about the other part of that, on how they keep letting them out, because that kind of leads to the next story, actually. Because some reason our justice system just allow crazy people to do whatever, even if they are warned by it, Ruby. Even if they are warned, even if we know they did it already, the justice system will let them out. And that's a dangerous thing. And that's a dangerous thing.
It's true. And not just in Florida, because someone pointed out, no, the Florida story is coming. This was not the Florida story. So even though it sounds like it belonged in Florida, not the Florida story. It's coming. It's coming. It's just not here yet. This guy was absolutely from Ohio. It's again, if you've kidnapped 3 women, and on the 3rd time that you've kidnapped a woman, beat her, assaulted her, whatever, you get 18 months in prison for your 3rd time kidnapping women. What do you think they're going to do for the 4th time? Like, now they're finally going to learn their lesson and crack down? He was on probation. Again, every time they let him out of prison, he almost immediately reoffends. And yet they give him 6 months, a year, 18 months, and then just put him back out on probation. So I don't know, y'all decide. If y'all don't think he's super desperate and super incelling, and that's why he has no awareness of this, and he doesn't even care about his own life or freedom because he's just so desperate for love. He thinks so good, whatever. If y'all really don't think he's incel, fine. Y'all have another few seconds to vote as we go on to the next story.
Yeah, and this story, like I said, just watch. Just watch.
Okay.
You about to lose your job. This thing. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. This thing. You about to lose your job. This thing.
Now, one of the most criticized forces in this country is police officers. And from a lot of it is rightfully so, because they are undertrained. Not based on money, because of course the police force is like what, one of the top 5 most funded things in this country. It's because they don't train well. You could easily be a police officer. You could be out of shape. You don't have to be the smartest. Your aptitude test is pretty low. And matter of fact, if you score low on your aptitude test, they probably put you in a area with people that look like me, poor income area too, or trailer parks or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's who they send you to the worst areas, because they like, oh, this person has a low aptitude. So there, like I said, there's a plenty of great police officers who do their job, do it well, have perfect aptitude. But then there's also police officers who are trash. We also have the system, of course, we make it political, where you do sheriff office, Republican, Democrat, Second Amendment. We have to fight for this because this is our brand of who we are, blah, 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 blah. Whereas the military, you don't really have that. Generals become general off merit. You don't have to vote nobody in. They don't have to be Republican or Democrat. Most people don't care about that in that situation because it's not relevant to your job. You don't have to be voted in. It's nothing to convince you. They are a well-trained, well-funded organization that most people, even if they don't like some of the things they do, they respect it because most of the time, if they do something illegal, they did it on purpose. It's not because they are incompetent, which is this case right here. Pure incompetence. It's your boy Laugh as I made looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. Remember to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are live every Thursday with me and Rubes discuss these topics. And if you can't make the lives, we put these videos out throughout the week. I know it's been a little lacking, but you see lately we've been doing more. But let's go watch this case in New Mexico of this lady who actively stated that this man was trying to her. And the police complimented his guns. Let's go watch. Let's go watch this sad. This trigger warning, by the way, trigger warning.
I appreciate you. We can't, man. You're a firearms guy.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
They're loaded. They're ready to go.
We don't need to see them. I see there's one probably right there in that case.
The man said they're loaded and ready to go. They're loaded and ready to go. Hence, this is important. This is important. So I want you to understand how important this is. So can't explain. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about.
I see one over there. I like folks that have guns.
Okay.
Because I have guns too. Yeah.
Then
I like folks that have guns. Appreciate that.
This was said.
What did you say?
I said, you're fine until I kill you.
You're fine until I what? Listen, all this gonna come into play in a minute. And why this is more of a political thing than anything else, and how it makes the police look absolutely bad. Like I said, for every police I know that's bad, there's good ones, but you gotta start calling out the bad ones. And for some reason, they're the only one that people that hate unions love to have a union because it's hard to get these people out.
Get out of here. Go away.
4 hours later, police get this 911 call from a neighbor.
The neighbor man was screaming for help, told us to call the police. He says he's killed her.
When police get there, they find Henry Cardona covered in blood. According to court records, he had just shot and killed Junan. He blamed the police for not doing anything earlier.
What y'all want me to say? What y'all want me to say? He said, you're fine until you like guns. They locked and ready to go. All this is important for a specific reason why I'm stating why this is a danger and this should not have happened at all. Because right now in the comments, you can argue that there might be laws and they can't just take away Second Amendment rights and all these things, and there's certain things they can't do and all that. We're going to get to that. But now you see the guy who did it blame the police because she told you, I told you this is going to happen. You are incompetent. Now, I don't like the fact that he just blaming the police. Sir, you did it. I don't know what the situation with that man is. I don't know if he got mental illness or whatever, but he still did it. You can't just take away responsibility that you did a crime and then just say it's y'all fault. But at the same time, it is kind of their fault. They could have saved that woman's life.
You're not listening. You need to help me at all.
Do you understand the rights?
It's all your fault. You guys caused this.
Out to the Rio Rancho Police Department's Chief Stuart Steele. He declined to do an interview. In an email, they said they were in the process of arranging alternative housing for Junan, and it did not appear that she was in fear for her safety.
It did not appear that she was in fear for her safety. Yeah, I want y'all to remember that line because we're not even going to waste time. I was going to say we get to it. No, we can get to it now.
You could read their entire response on our website. For Target 7, I'm John Cardinelli.
Cardona has been charged with second-degree murder. He is on house arrest awaiting trial.
Nan begs.
Now, they said they had no sense that she was in danger. This is the actual camera footage. Now, let's go over this again so we can get a clear understanding.
For the police to stay.
We're going to get out of here. I appreciate you.
Please don't. Please don't leave me. Oh, it's no signs of danger at all. There's no signs. We just want to go over this again. We saw it already. Trigger warning. Again, please don't leave me. But there's no sign she was fearful of her life, right?
One of you stay.
Can one of you stay? Just one. Yes, can one of you stay? There was no fear of her life, but she just wanted one of you to stay. She actually called the police, so again, there was no, we didn't sense any danger that she was actually scared, even though we just saw her voice that she sounded terrified and was begging them to stay. Let's go read more on this. This is the part that we want to get into. We want to get into the legal aspect now. A law has been in place for the police departments and law enforcement to remove firearms from anyone they think is an immediate threat to someone. However, Target 7 has learned one of New Mexico's largest county, Sandoval County, has never used it. Some argue that 82-year-old Rio Rancho woman Joanne Fennell would still be alive if it was. So there's a law based on this. There is a law that said you can take away guns from somebody that seems dangerous or an immediate threat. But of course, they didn't think it was an immediate threat, even though he said, "I'm lock and loaded. I can do it if I okay." When he called the police and they're like, "The gun's lock and loaded," I'm gonna compliment your gun collection. Oh, I see one right there. Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna use. I'm finna enter in a few hours. Yeah, I see you in 3 hours. It's your fault when I do this because I told you I was gonna do this. She told you I was gonna do this. Oh, it's a joke. Oh, they're all joking. Why would she call the police for a joke? I'm the trigger that bad policing. Because I do know there's some that's amazing, but I get really fed up. The Rio Rancho Police Department fire department arrived at a home in April to find Fennell in a hospital bed. First responders were there after caretaker Henry Cardona called for emergency services. Cardona told 911 that Fennell was uncontrollable and that they needed to get her out of the home for her own safety. Cardona had been the caretaker for Fennell for several years. Fennell also spoke during the 911 call and said she felt like she was in danger. She also said there was weapons in the home after the dispatcher asked. As we saw that recently. Police returned to find Cardona. Court legal expert John Day said more could have been done. In this particular case, it sounded like there were plenty of information that the law enforcement had that they would have triggered the implementation of the red flag law. They said the law is extreme risk firearm protection order. It was enacted in July 2020 after 2 years of debate. However, the majority of elected sheriffs, notice elective, in New Mexico opposed it and said they will not enforce the law. However, the past law enforcement and prosecutors to petition the court. Those petitions will have a gun owner's gun seized. If there is credible threat, they will do harm to others or themselves. They explain how it works. There's a process for the law enforcement to go to a court and get a temporary order saying to get those guns away, put them away somewhere safe, they said. We'll deal with this and let some time pass and let people cool off. So now they're thinking about implementing. After this lady lost her life, all you gotta do is say, hey, we'll leave a police officer with you. We're gonna go get this petition. We're gonna take the guns away and we're gonna see if it's a threat. And if it's no threat, we'll give the guns back. That's all you have to do. It doesn't violate his rights or anything. It's an actual law. Like if you're an immediate threat, this lady called us saying you're a threat. That means she feels danger. That means we have to take your guns temporarily. And then we'll give them back if there's no threat. That's how you should work this, right? That's how this should work, right? But no. Elective sheriffs said no, Second Amendment rights. We have to fight for our rights because we're American. That's what we do. We have to make everything so much difficult because of some weird value system that makes no sense and has no place in society because it doesn't. Second Amendment, like our First Amendment right, Second Amendment, all have qualifiers. Everybody shouldn't be able to have it's a reason why we don't let certain people with a mental aptitude not have guns because they might do crazy things. And sometimes they still get guns somehow and do crazy things. And we see it on TV all the time. And little children, elderly people lose their lives. I just want y'all to understand how dangerous this way of thinking is, this cult mindset of Second Amendment, First Amendment, without using common sense. I gave you a Second Amendment thing. I gave you leeway on that Second Amendment thing, right? I said, listen, you can get the gun back. You just an immediate threat. We need to make sure you neutralize so you don't hurt this lady. Instead, the lady lost her life because, again, politics, right? Or God-given rights in this great country. And I'm not even against gun rights. I'm not against gun ownership or none of that. I am against you not liking and subscribing, not hitting that notification bell, not watching us live Thursday. And if you don't watch us live Thursday, not watching the recordings. I am firmly against that. So do that. It's Classic Rubes. It's Zell. Yeah. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. This is absolutely crazy. America can't beat it.
You about to lose your job. This thing. You about to lose your K-O-B. You about to lose your job. This thing. You about to lose your job. This thing.
Crazy thing about this story, Ruby, I played that song at the end that you made. Shout out to Ruby. And nobody probably gonna lose their job, even though they should.
No, I mean, but that's the thing. Part of the issue, and I said this in the chat just now, part of the issue is literally everyone had a comment that I went, yep. I agree with you. Agreed with Shar, agreed with everyone, said something like, what about the children? What about this? What about that? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? The problem is the policy, it's the procedures, it's the training. So if they're doing the training the way that they've been trained to do, if they're upholding the policy the way it was taught to them, the way it was modeled for them when they did have, training or rookie days or whatever, right? Then how are they going to lose their job? You can't take someone's job away for sadly doing their job, right? So this is where, saying stuff like defund the police is not helpful, right? But rather recognizing that it's the concepts, the institution, and the fact that things need to be redone, right? Like the rules need to be redone. The rules need to be broken and fixed. The training, the policy, the law behind the policies, the laziness that leaves certain types of laws, and other laws are just not actually laws. They're just, you should probably do it for nicety purposes and stuff. We need to change it. Things need to change. That's it. Things need to change. So many lives would be saved if things changed.
That is true. And they even implemented a law 2 years ago to handle this. And the sheriffs are like, we're not going to do it. And now a lady lost her life after we clearly saw. What got me, Ruby, is where the police stated that they saw no fear in her, that she was going to lose her life. When we clearly saw a video of this woman literally begging the police to stay. Can one of you stay with me? And I'm like, it's right there. I have never seen, I don't know how you don't get fear out of that. Why would she call the police if she wasn't fearful? Why would she beg you to stay if she wasn't scared? Why did this man literally tell you, you'll be okay until I kill you?
Well, I mean, as Shar said, they have really good training over there for the police. So that's probably why all of the above. The worst part is there's actually like a running chart of how much training that different police in different states get. And like how many actual hours are required for them to put on a badge before they go out there. How many, training hours are required, how many like rookie kind of days where like you're being mentored by someone, how much refresher training you got to do. And I swear to God, there are states where the answer is zero. Actually zero. Like you literally have to do no police academy, no on-the-job training, no refresher courses. You can literally get hired, put on a badge and a gun and a suit today and start today. A lot of states will allow you have to go to police academy eventually, but they'll let you work for like 6 months to a year without the training first. Like there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems. Every time I hear these stories, like, are we going to keep denying like basic facts? I don't know. Whatever. That's how I feel with this one.
I feel you. Listen, we got to do better. We got to, like I said, people don't hate the military because the military are actually well trained compared to the police force, which seems, as Ruby stated, don't have to have any type of training at all in a lot of places. So,
not at all. Listen, the only thing worse about losing your lives to, you know, people who have sworn to protect and serve is when you hear about stories where someone young and small and innocent has lost their life because of the people or person who's supposed to protect them above all else. Yeah, I'm talking about a parent. This next story, y'all, it's a sad story. It's a rough story, but I want you guys to just pay attention. Just a little bit. Maybe y'all will hear something I didn't hear. Because there's a reason I'm fence sitting on this one, and there's a reason I don't have an opinion yet. Hopefully y'all will hear it too. Let's take a look. Y'all, it's always nice to hear a miraculous, beautiful story, and always exciting when you get to hear stories about twins and multiple births being born at the same time, right? It's cool. Well, guys, unfortunately, this is not going to be one of those stories. It's tragic what happened to one of these twins in a hospital by the person who's supposed to love and protect them the most. Let's take a look.
A father is charged with assaulting his newborn son in the very place that tried to save that boy's life. Now that child has been removed from life support at Wake Med, and his father is charged with murder.
WRL's Chelsea Donovan talked to the child's mother about his tragic death and joins us live with a story you will only see on WRAL. Chelsea?
Yeah, as you mentioned today, I spoke at length with Savannah Bliss, the mother of Gunnar and his twin sister Madeline, both born here at Wake Med just about a month ago. These twins were doing so well. Gunnar, you see here just minutes after he was born, doing exceptionally well, that just a few days ago he was moved out of the NICU and to a different area of the hospital where Dad was watching over him, and that's when she tells me the unthinkable happened.
Okay, my first thought, looking at these look like very young people. You're going to find out they have another kid already. But these look like very young people. And I'm thinking, okay, you got twins. They're in the NICU. Twins are notoriously born premature. Premature infants tend to have a higher risk of other types of complications, lifelong complications, so on and so forth. Maybe, was this an act of mercy? Was this an act of fear by the father because what's wrong with the baby would have been very pervasive, terrible, long-standing? Maybe not physically on the external, but maybe mentally? I don't know. Let's take a look.
Just 1 month ago, it was the happiest of times. Savannah and Noah Bliss welcomed two new bundles of joy, twins, Gunnar Thomas and Madeline Ray, both born at 34 weeks at Wake Med. They were joining a big sister, Peyton, for a family of 5. About 2 weeks ago, little Gunnar...
Okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to rewind some of that. I'm feeling like it's already not that likely because 34 weeks is early, right? But it's full term. So, at 34 weeks, they would have, I think 32 weeks where you're good. Not the best, but good. So 34 weeks, I'm pretty sure that's pretty well developed. I mean, the baby looks, he doesn't really look that small in comparison to the doctor's hands, right? I mean, newborns are small. That baby looks pretty sizable. Okay.
Was able to leave the NICU. His twin, Madeline, staying upstairs with Mom.
He was the sweetest little boy with the most beautiful blue eyes.
On October 6, 10 days ago, tragedy struck inside Wake Med. Savannah Bliss, talking only to WREL, says Noah, her husband, was watching Gunnar and their older child at the inn on Wake Med property when she says Noah assaulted Gunnar.
I trusted him. That was his daddy.
According to Savannah, nurses told her Gunner's injuries indicated he was shaken by his father. Medical staff told her that Gunner had no external injuries or broken bones, but that he suffered a brain bleed and swelling, and he was deprived of oxygen due to a head trauma. Noah Bliss was then charged by WakeMed police with intentional child abuse. Last night, baby Gunner
Okay, so what they're saying, right, is basically this is shaken baby syndrome. But what they're also saying is that there's an in or attached to the hospital, and that's where he was. If he was having trouble with the baby at all, if the baby was screaming and wouldn't stop crying and whatever, wouldn't he have just walked it back to the ER? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got another kid. The other kid's fine. I'm at a loss, man. This is...
was taken off life support, and his father, seen here with him, was charged in his murder.
I just want justice for my son. He was innocent.
Now, Noah Bliss remains in the Wake County Detention Center under no bond. He's got another court date next month. Madeline, we should mention, is out of the ICU. That's Gunner's twin sister, and at home tonight with mom.
Boy, that story just breaks your heart. Chelsea Donovan live at WakeMed.
22-year-old Noah Bliss is now charged with first-degree murder and with felony child abuse. Officials say that he is the one responsible for his 3-week-old son's death.
It's a quiet, empty house in Harnett County. 22-year-old Noah Bliss's newborn baby never made it here from the hospital. Instead, on Tuesday, Bliss stood inside of a Wake County courtroom facing first-degree murder and felony child abuse charges. His 3-week-old son, dead. Bliss's family, who didn't want to go on camera, tell us they didn't even have a chance to meet the baby boy yet. He hadn't come home from the hospital. WakeMed police arrested Bliss at WakeMed Hospital in Raleigh on October 6th. Court documents show investigators found the baby with serious injuries, brain swelling, and a brain bleed. Bliss's family tells us they can't imagine he's responsible for something like this, and they're heartbroken. Family tells us.
Do you see that injury on his neck? Do you think that's self-inflicted? Like, do you think maybe it's a self-inflicted from, like, him regretting what he did and trying to take himself out? Do you think it's the kind of injury you could get from other people attacking you because they find out you hurt your own babies in prison? They don't really like that too much. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it just makes me wonder because no one has really... How do they know he did it? I mean, did he plead guilty or not guilty? Do we have a statement from him at all? Do we have a statement from someone who saw him do it? Do we have a statement about the cameras? Like something, right? Like, I'm not saying he didn't do it, right? I'm just trying to gather information or evidence because other than the mother saying, well, I thought I could trust him. He's my baby daddy. Nothing has filled that gap. Right? Like in the story, it's just, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I find it really disconcerting. There's something is just, it's not passing the sniff test for me. I don't know. Something is just missing. Something's missing that, they need to fill that hole. I don't know.
I can imagine he's responsible for something like this, and they're heartbroken.
Bliss is now being held without bond. His next court date is set for November 6th. Live in Raleigh, Haley Fixler, CBS 17 News.
And y'all, to be clear, I did look for the November 6th court date or a future or, anything after that, there's an update of anything, and I was not able to find anything. This was kind of like the most recent information that we have, unfortunately. I will absolutely stay tuned to this and keep you guys updated, but let me know what you think. Do you think the father is guilty? Do you think he did it? Do you think it's a little bit weird how the mother of these babies, who you had another kid with, who's watching the other kid while you're in the NICU and so on and so forth, do you think it's a little weird how she just jumped right on board to demonizing the father of her children. Like, there's no part of her that's defending him, or saying there's no way, I know him, he could never do this, and so on and so forth. Like, does anyone think it's a little bit weird how she just jumped onto the train to just immediately throw him under? I don't know. They let her see the kid, is my point. Do you know? I don't know. Y'all are gonna listen. I don't know what I think here. Y'all let me know what you think, and we'll go with that. All right? You comment down below if you're watching this live. Let me know in the chat, because honestly, I don't even know what to think at this point. I legitimately don't know what to think. Oh my gosh, Shar. I remember this specifically from, okay, so for those of y'all who don't know, my producer was in the chat earlier, Mr. DJ Music. Me and Shar used to do a radio show together. And so, you know, we would tell you why we picked certain different songs, right? And I remember her with the lyrics and stuff like that. And I remember you actually breaking down these lyrics specifically because I remember the bath salts part of it. So I'm like, oh my God. What a throwback, Shar. What a throwback. But listen, y'all, I see that most of y'all think that the father did, and I don't. No, I don't. You know why? Because remember when I said, look at his neck? So he went to court very shortly after this whole incident, right? Yeah. All we have the news saying is the mother said, the mother said, the mother said. Everyone's saying he must have done it. But it doesn't make sense to me, because the reason why people shake a baby is because they're out of their mind. They haven't slept. The baby keeps screaming, et cetera, right? Like, that's why people shake a baby. But he was attached to the hospital. One of his babies was already in the NICU, right? There's almost no reason why he would have been in the position to shake the baby, because if the baby was screaming and crying, then he could have just brought it literally down the hall to the hospital. Do you see what I'm saying? So that doesn't make any sense. There's no external physical injury at all. And the brain was swelling. And that was it. That could be caused by a medical thing, just so we're all clear. Like hydrocephalus, a bunch of different things could be caused. And then those types of things are more likely in sets of twins and multiples. But I think the thing that, for me, makes me think that the mom more so has something to do with it is that she just jumped on board so easily. If I chose to have babies with you and I watched you with our first kid was cool, so that's why we went and had a second one. And I'm guessing he was not abusive to any of them. That's why you just chose to have the second ones, right? How could you just jump on the idea that quickly that he would shake and injure your baby when he didn't injure the first one? You never see him lose cool like that. You know, these are brand new newborns. Like, you know, they've been in the hospital for a month. It's like, it's just nothing about it sits well with me, how comfortable she is blaming him already. It just seems weird. But the second thing is that injury on his neck. What do you think that injury looks like, Zal? That's what I want to know. What do you think the injury on his neck looked like?
It was interesting because, like, I couldn't tell what it was really. It looked like it was maybe something he did to himself, an accident or something. It was really hard to, it looked like it was some type of accident, because it's like hard to get like that little spot unless you like fell on it or something.
See, I thought of that, but nope. It was only after that I finally figured out what it is. It's teeth marks.
Oh.
When someone bites you, right, you get a circle like that. It's like an oblong circle, okay? And it's red like that, like someone bit you. So, for example, if she was hurting the baby and because remember, she is in the NICU, like she hasn't been able to leave, she's hospitalized. So if she had the baby and she was hurting the baby in some way and he was trying to get the baby away from her and then she was trying to get him off of her and so she bit him, that seems very much like what happened there. And that yeah, final answer. I'm almost positive that he was bitten. Now, I don't know. I hear that play games in prison can be rough also. So I don't know, but I'm just saying it seems like it's teeth marks to me. So
let us know in the comments, what do y'all think? Are y'all sitting on the fence with Ruby? Because I am too. like I said, it was that case. Normally you get a lot more information from a case, but they're like, yeah, she was in another room and he did this and that was it. I'm like, what did he do? The baby was shaking. What?
Right.
That's all we get. You don't have no video, no audio, no like investigations, no like things with the mother. Y'all didn't speak to nobody. Like that's all we get. Maybe we'll get something soon. Hopefully we get an update with Ruby. But other than that, it's kind of hard to judge off just saying, hey, he did it, and that's just it.
Pretty much. All right, y'all, get your last votes in, okay? Because the poll is about to close because we're about to do the last story of the night. Now, tell us about the story because this is a story some of y'all been looking for. Because you're like, listen, our first guy's from Ohio. He's not from Florida, and this is from Florida, right?
Yeah, it's a Hey Dummy Florida edition. It was hard to choose which one to pick, but I chose. It was both of them. It's in both categories because this woman has to be one of the most special people I've ever seen in my life. We're gonna see. We're gonna watch. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this lady because I have never heard of somebody. Stay off the weed. Not weed. Any drugs that make you do this. Just okay. Let's go.
I'll kiss the guys and the beautiful women and everybody. I'll just give you a big fat kiss.
The craziest people in all of America are in the Bronx and all of Florida, and every other day, if not every day, I get proven right about this assessment now.
Yo, you ever been in a situation that you shouldn't been in and then you did something stupid to get out of that situation? We all been there, right? But Florida takes it to another level. And after a bunch of sad stories of true crime and mystery and intrigue and sadness, let's laugh a little bit. Let's laugh at silly people. Let's laugh at silly people from Florida. Florida is crazy. It's here. And don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. We are live every Thursday talking about this story. You get to see the Ruby's live reaction to my stories and my live reaction to her stories. You also get to see a discussion and to communicate with us directly. We love to see it. But Florida woman with outstanding warrants busted after calling cops to report stolen weed worth $5. This story is insane. Let's get to it. A Florida woman with 2 outstanding arrest warrants. Understand? She has arrest warrants. Was busted after calling cops to complain that someone stole her marijuana worth as little as $5. Lily Rinker, 23, made a complaint at 2 a.m. last Thursday from a Best Western in Stewart, a coastal city 40 miles north of West Palm Beach. She told an arriving officer that a man named Carlos, whom she had recently met, left her hotel room after taking half a gram of pot worth as little as $5 to $10 from a larger $30 stash she had in her grinder. Listen, I have a cousin in Florida named Carlos. Hopefully this has nothing to do with him. If so, that is actually hilarious. I don't know what, because that is absolutely hilarious if that is you. But stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. But if it is you, hilarious. If not, still hilarious. Rinker stated she did not know what to do, so she decided to call the police. A probable cause affidavit said. Yo, listen, somebody stole $5 to $10 of my weed. I don't know. I didn't know what to do. So I had to call the police. I had to do something. Police then discovered the Jupiter resident had an open arrest warrant in Palm Beach County, according to the outlet. So it might not be because, you know what I'm saying? It might not be because. I don't think he's going as far as Miami to go get something from this. Rinker had arrested last year, striking her father in the face after he posted a picture holding a vape online. The former University of Cincinnati and Eastern Florida State College golfer had objected to the photo because she is a college athlete and could not be seen holding a vape. A police document reporter said, listen, this story gets a little more too juicy because apparently she's a college athlete and she struck her father in the face for posting a picture of a vape. Now you say that's normal, but she called the police because a man stole $5 of weed from her. Make it make sense. And here she is right here. And when I said it earlier, I didn't mean to like. She's alright. I didn't mean to disrespect her, but I don't think my cousin going 4-5 hours south to go visit that and then just take some weed. I don't think that's his style. Maybe so. We gonna find out. We gonna discover. I might call him live on stream one day. Rinka missing half a grandpa worth $5-10. I still like that. Nah, cuz ain't doing it. Nah, cuz ain't doing it. A second warrant had been issued because Rinka missed a probation violation hearing after being convicted of DUI earlier this year. So she don't care about this college thing anymore, apparently. While possession of marijuana is illegal in the Sunshine State, it is unclear if she was going to be charged over the paltry amount, which would be a misdemeanor. Rinka did not immediately respond to requests for the comment on the post. Well, so not only, wait, let's get this story straight. You had an arrest warrant for you, and then you missed probation for a DUI, which is another arrest warrant. And then weed is illegal in Florida, and you call the police over said illegal substance, in which it is considered, it's so small and insignificant that even though weed is illegal, it is just a misdemeanor, and you still could be charged for it, but you are arrested because you had an arrest warrant out for you. That's the simplified version of this whole story. This woman is absolutely insane. The incident followed a string of other bizarre interactions with the police by fellow Florida residents. In 2017, a self-described drug dealer called cops to report that someone had stolen cocaine from his car in Fort Walton Beach. Florida is crazy. In 2021, a man allegedly with a bag of coke and methamphetamines tied around his penis after being pulled over in Clearwater offered police a cockamamie excuse that the packages were not his. Florida is crazy. Last year, a woman was charged with drug possession after she and her partner allegedly called cops for helping moving their belongings from the Polk County residence they were robbing. Do you understand why I say Florida is crazy? See, I haven't really got on. Thankfully, this story allowed me to show y'all what I was talking about. A woman asked the police to help move stuff they were stealing from an apartment that wasn't theirs. They called the police to take things, to help them move stuff out. This woman called the police over an illegal substance while she had her arrest warrants. Florida is absolutely crazy. I just want y'all to have a little laugh with me. Laugh at these people because Florida is one of the most crazy states, and I wanted to prove it because Georgia and Texas has been taking it most. But Florida said, don't forget about me. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. One more time, don't forget Thursday live show where you can see these live and see our live reaction over the silliness or the sadness or the happiness of black excellence or whatever we have. Maybe police save somebody. We do it all. So stay there. Or if you can't watch the live show, you just want to watch the recording and pick and choose which ones you can. You can. So make sure you hit that notification button so you can like and subscribe one last time because I have to beg and I want that little thing to go doop 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 and go every time I do it. I think it's cool. My mind working weird. All right, peace.
I'll kiss the guys and the beautiful women and everybody. I'll just give you a big fat kiss.
The craziest people in all of America are in the Bronx and all of Florida, and every other day, if not every day, I get proven right about this assessment now.
Listen. I'm thankful for this story, Ruby, simply because I got to tell y'all about the dude from 2 years ago who strapped cocaine to his and the woman who called the police to help her rob his place. Listen, this is what happens in Florida. A woman with arrest warrants, and by the way, I read it, she knew she had arrest warrants. So that's why she was kind of hiding. They said she didn't know what to do, so she called the police because he stole $5 worth of weed. And as Char said, it's the principle.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure. Listen, this doesn't sound that crazy to me. Listen, it's the principle. That's what it is. Listen, people think too much they can rip off criminals because they're like, well, you're a criminal anyway. It's fair. No, man, it's the principle of the thing. I feel her. I feel it. It's okay. Don't worry. I got you, boo. Whatever your name is, my little blonde snow bunny over there. I got you, girl. You let me know what that bail money needs to be. We'll help a sister out. It's the principle. I got you. I get it. Mm-hmm.
You know we're gonna get a message now. Like, hey, you say you gonna help me out with bail? Ruby better not ignore this message.
Hey, one of the people we did a story on really did actually see their story. So you never know. We might really get that email. Well, if you do find us and you either want to email us or at least tell us about your rationale, you can always email us. I'll be that news at gmail.com. That's right. ILLBBE that PHAT news NEWS at gmail.com. And then we could well, I don't know. It depends on how much your bail is, but we could try to crowdfund for you. I'm not opposed to crowdfunding ish, depending on your rationale. If it wasn't for the principle, though, I ain't helping you, just so you know, because it's a principle argument that I'm fighting for right now. So that's what it is. It's fine.
The funniest thing to me is her whole arrest warrant was because she punched her dad in the face because he put on the internet that she vaped because of her scholarship to college.
Yeah.
And now she's going to jail over marijuana that she called the police that he stole of her. Life comes full circle. It comes full circle. Not gonna lie.
I understand it all, though. To go to school to America, to go to like post-secondary is ridiculous anyway, right? Even if you were going to an in-state school and whatever and blah, blah, blah for you, it's still ridiculously expensive in America. And then she's probably not going to an in-state school. So then you get the out-of-state charges and blah, blah, blah. And all of these scholarships often have clauses, right? Just like deals with certain things like Disney have clauses, including purity clauses and clauses, things you're allowed to do and not allowed to do. So what was she supposed to do? Like, you literally ruined my whole life with you posting up one picture. You ruined my whole life. Did you inherit millions of dollars when I wasn't looking, Daddy? Because if not, you're going to have to rob a bank since you lost me my scholarship. But that's how, now, again, it's the principle of the thing. That's what I'm saying. It's the principle.
I get it, Rube. I see it now. That one incident spiraled her life out of control to now she got a DUI and don't go to court for it. And then she calls the police for weed because her life out of control. She don't know how to do it. She don't understand this. Where is she living?
But it makes sense, though. I mean, wouldn't you drink if your whole entire life was over? I would probably be drinking too. And then you're not used to drinking because you have that whole purity clause in your scholarship. So you're used to just leaving places, getting into your car because you're really used to drinking and vaping and, stuff like that. And so it was it was an innocent mistake. Obviously, that's how Ruby got her DUI. It was an innocent mistake. That's exactly what I did. Look at jackass. Moving on. So
that's why Ruby. That's why Ruby relates.
This is exactly why I relate. It was that one part right there. I'm like, I feel like, girl, I understand you. You know what I mean? I understand. Oh, Rosalind's slid in right at the very end. All right. We do have some pretty decent stories. The playback is going to be all right. You did miss the polls. Now we do polls. I decided suddenly, spur of the moment today, to try them out. Hopefully you guys like the poll. I guess you guys can comment. Let us know if you like the poll. If you're watching the playback, you guys could comment in like the comment part. Not in the live chat because it's not there if you're watching the replay. And then let us know if you would like polls and stuff. Because I don't know, I always think polls are cool, right? And like when I went to, it reminded me, I wanted to always do this. And when I went to Progressive Matters channel, and he has the various polls he does like on Wednesdays and stuff. I'm like, yeah, this was my plan. When did I stop? Probably got lazy. It's a lot of editing we do. But the point is, I like the polls. Hopefully y'all like the polls. Let us know if you like the polls. I think the polls are cool. Did you like the polls, though?
I did. I thought it was interesting. Ruby just started doing them and like, hey, say do a poll.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, no, this was not a discussion or anything. I
was like, what? I am not prepared to do this poll at all. I do not see anything that you see right now.
Nope, wasn't a discussion. It was not. It was a unilateral one-way decision-making train.
It was good to see. I think people in the chat liked the polls. I think they enjoyed it. They got to vote on things. Look, Dante's enjoyed it. Look at it. He got to participate in chat.
Exactly. Thank you. I know there's this other thing that says like Q&A, and I'm not sure how that part works. Gonna try it next time. Don't know what it is yet though.
We'll look into
but it's kind of cool. I don't know. It's cool. You got to use the tools. They give them to you for free, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Wilhelmina came right in the Florida story too. So shout out to that.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, it's not Wilhelmina. It's Malik.
Oh,
Malik. Did you see the Florida story? It's the very last story we did was the Florida story and how Florida's crazy. Did you see how Florida was crazy, Malik? That's my nephew. Did you see it? Did you see it, Malik? I know that's in particular. Like, how dare you call Florida crazy? For those of y'all who weren't here, but he was very offended. Calling Florida crazy like he's from Florida. He is not. He's not even from that. He doesn't even live. It's not like he's not from the country, nor does he live in the country that hails Florida. But you know, kids.
Hey, shout out to
so
Florida.
It's fine.
Shout out to Florida.
Vonda likes the polls. Danteezy liked the polls too, but Vonda likes the polls. She said it directly. I like it, and I like that about you, Vonda. Thank you. Okay, cool. So from here, he's smiling. That is so cute. Okay. So you know what? Listen, I think we have some new stuff. We have some great stories, guys. Listen, Zell dropped some stories earlier today that were not covered in the live and will not be covered in the live. So y'all might want to get on that. I also am coming with some stories that are not going to be in a live because they're just too long. So they have to be standalone stories because they're follow-ups. Some of them on the migrant crisis, some of them on Miss Tiffany Henyard, City Girl Super Mayor. So that's a couple of them. There's also the whole right-wing propaganda campaign because they're really trying to build a wall at the northern border and trying to lie and find whatever excuses they can, even making it factual news. So yeah, no, it's great. So we're going to be dropping a lot of stuff outside of the lives also, obviously. And one day, I promise, I will even drop all of the videos from inside of the lives too. It's going to happen soon. I'm further behind than Zell is. So.
We even today I did a story for y'all that want to know. I did holiday shopping scams. Apparently the police told me it's like terrorist acts that these Gucci bags are terrorist acts. And the other one is teenage love. This 60-year-old met this 32-year-old and gave him an ultimatum. And then she proceeded to do the ultimatum herself. She got his mother with a rock and beat her with it. So
we have the sextortion update coming also. For those of y'all who remember the sextortion. So I mean, listen, there's a lot of stuff coming up. Next week we will be on Thursday. Also, shut up. Definitely Thursday for the live show. Also on Monday, for those of y'all who missed Monday that just passed. So I will be doing interviews on Monday. Hopefully everyone's available on Monday. In this case, we have part 2 of Kelly's story. And since he is a Black man who is a world traveler who is giving his perspective on things, including the fact that he has seen a lot of passport bros in the places that he's gone. And something really interesting and terrifying happened literally just the other day. Which we do have. Well, we have a video of him telling his story as it's happening and showing the surroundings. So Monday is going to be a really in-depth and probably emotional sometimes interview. So check that out. That will be Monday, I believe. We're going to still do 8 p.m., but he's in a different country now. So we might have to shift it a little earlier later, let you know about that. And then Thursday's a live show with me and Zell. So it's going to be awesome. Anything else? Did I forget anything?
That's it. I'm looking forward to it next week. We got I have me and Ruby, I seen one of her stories, and one of mine are absolutely insane. This one story. It's even about a famous story of. I ain't gonna spoil it. No spoilers, but it's insane.
Right? The sextortion, the teenage sextortion, and it's happening to little boys, and these little boys are taking their lives, and they're popular kids too. There's a follow-up. There's a new story. It happened to the story we covered it was a young white teenager. The second story that I'm covered in the update is a young black man, and then he's actually, you know what? I wouldn't even say young man. I would say young boy, because I think he was even younger than the first one. And just the follow-up to the first story, there is some justice coming. So it's wild, but it's coming. It's coming. I don't want to ruin it. Like you said, like Zell said, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. We should just shut the heck up. We're going to ruin something. It's coming, y'all. Keep your eyes tuned. Click that bell. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. It's like, damn, a lot of y'all who watch are not subscribed. Subscribe, okay? Then click the bell. So that way when we release something, you get it. And then, just in case we're late or, we just didn't tell you it was coming, then you'll know because you have it. If you guys have story suggestions, email us. allbeThatnews@gmail.com. We like to evaluate and do as many of your suggestions as we possibly can. So if you guys want us to cover a story, you don't think it's gotten enough light, it's from your hometown, so maybe we'll never see it otherwise, definitely email us the link to it. allbeThatnews@gmail.com. And otherwise, hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving in America over there. You guys, all of us in North America, are having a lovely Black Friday, and we'll have a lovely Cyber Monday. So yeah, I think that about covers all of it.
I spent a lot of money.
He really did. Like on stuff he owns. It's wild. Like I tried. I asked Mr. Rubes if we could. I literally, and it was because of Zella. I was like, I want a new mic, and I want a new camera, I want a new. And he was like, sure, okay, look for a good deal. I'm like, but Zell got to spend $1,000. And Mr. Rubes was like, well, we're not Zell. So good luck trying to get me to agree that you can spend $1,000 on something you already own that works just fine. So you know what? More on that update later. Yeah.
All right, like and subscribe. We appreciate y'all. We cherish y'all. Peace.
Cheers, y'all.